What is going on, everyone? Today is Wednesday, February 10th, 2021. Talking that talk with Krieger and Kiefer. I'm Justin Krieger. Zach Kiefer, you know the whole spiel. Took a little bit of a hiatus on the Monday episode. I had to deal with some personal shit.
It happens.
And
Life
we were
happens.
just, we were just kind of, not that I was getting overwhelmed. I just felt like I just needed a little day off. With the Sunday episode, and we've been uploading Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
We've been pumping out episodes since we started. So
right. So there'll be the occasions where one of us isn't feeling it, or you got some shit going on.
it's bound to happen.
We'll take the episode break. Yeah.
Advise,
So, with that
adapt,
being
overcome.
Right. With that being said, haven't spoke since the Super Bowl. So
Bucks
Super Bowl
dominated.
recap. Bucks dominated.
It was a
100%.
shit
That's all it
show.
was.
Chiefs offense.
Yeah.
Nothing,
I definitely agree.
nothing much you can say. There's probably the second most boring Super Bowl I've watched outside of the Rams Patriots a couple years ago. I lost some money, which was fantastic. Well,
I won some money.
Yeah, I'll have the turntables, huh? NFC AFC Championship, we were a little flip-flopped on that. But Brady, it was already undisputed who the GOAT was. NFL was him. I'd say with the sixth Super Bowl, he shut the door on the competition. And then this year, that Super Bowl just put a fucking lock on it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he looked so good. I mean, he dominated. Gronk had a great game. Man, I was so close to just putting $100 on, or $50 on this prop bet. Not prop bet, but like, Pat Mc. I was watching the Pat McAfee show. They were doing a little special beforehand, and they had Gronk getting a touchdown, Antonio Brown getting a touchdown, Leonard Fournette getting a touchdown, and Gronk having over 29.5 receiving yards.
Yeah.
And all four of them hit. He put the $500 bet, and it made $25,000.
He also
So I was
lost
thinking
$30K on the coin flip.
On the coin flip, yeah. I was thinking about putting $50 on it. If I would have done that and it would have hit, I would have walked out $2,500. But made a couple $100 just betting. So can't really complain. But yeah, like you said, boring Super Bowl. Gronk dominated. I mean, the Bucs just as a whole dominated. Their defense was flying all over the place. Devin White had a huge game.
They showed how awful that O-line was. And yes,
Oh yeah,
Eric Fisher was out, huge key player in their line, all-pro left tackle. But it was a combination between a shitty offensive line and they schemed. Their defensive scheme was perfect. They worked it flawlessly. Yeah. That's the least amount of points Mahomes has ever scored in a start, which is unbelievable.
They didn't have a touchdown.
No, they didn't have a touchdown. It's unbelievable how well they were prepared for him. And I see, obviously, I'm not making any excuses. Mahomes was banged up, but I mean, a turf toe, you can work through it. I think he played well enough. I don't think the rest of the team did. O-line sucked. He got banged up. How many balls went off receivers' face mask or hands?
Face mask, yeah. Or yeah, I mean right after Brady and them scored a touchdown,
they were driving it down the field.
So Kansas City kicked a field goal. Then Brady came down and scored a touchdown. It was 7-3, and then they had a big third down scramble, and Kelsey dropped a ball that should have had.
Yep.
And once I saw that, I said, "Ooh, that's gonna be big."
Mm-hmm.
Like just the way the game was going, I think if they would have converted, I think they would have went down and scored there. And I think that game's a shootout. If that happened.
The huge difference: the Bucs executed it, the Chiefs did not. I think that'll do it for the NFL talk. I mean, there's not a whole lot to cover in the Super Bowl.
Yep. Last thoughts on the season? Got any last pointers?
Trade rumors been swirling, free agency, all that fun stuff. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it.
It should
Fuck
be
the Bears.
a crazy, off season. Hopefully we get some big. Yeah. Hopefully Watson gets it out. It's interesting. We're not terribly far out from the draft, which I see things start to pick up once we get closer to that. I do see a couple big trades draft night, but we'll get into that stuff. Obviously, when we get there, we'll get closer. But my thoughts: I didn't think they'd finish the season with everything going on. I figured they'd play a couple weeks and they'd shut it down
without canceling a single game.
Yeah, it worked out. It was a great season. I'm on a shit ton of money in fantasy football this year. So you want advice? Come to me.
Yeah, I won our league though. So
you did win our league, going what 7-9?
yeah, 7-9, and then fucking playoff
Turn
team,
it up
baby.
in the
That's all that
playoffs.
matters.
Yep. Oh yeah, our
Uh,
the guy who won one game lost to Krieger in the finals. But that's all we're
yep.
talking about. That
Shout out to Tyler Loomis. My thought on the season, like you said, glad they got through it, worked everything with the protocols, and they didn't have to cancel a full game. They kind of, I mean, we had fucking football 1 week on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday, Friday.
No, they had it. They had it 7 straight days or 6 straight days.
Yeah, so I was happy about it. Fuck the Bears because they did just what I wanted them not to do and go 8-8. I either wanted at the beginning of the season, I said I either want the Bears to win the division or I want them to go 3 and fucking 16.
Get them out of there. Yeah.
To get the going 8-8 just solidifies Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace there for another 10 years. So Mitch Trubisky, they better be kissing your fucking ass. So Cubs talk, third edition of it. Pitchers and catchers report here in the week. Cubs are one of the first ones to report. They always are. I'm excited. It's we're in this time period where the Monday after the Super Bowl to when basically spring training starts, March Madness time.
Boring.
There's not a whole lot. Literally the only thing that's going is the NBA.
Normally we'd be getting the All-Star game for the NBA at the end of this month, but with shit going on, they're not having it right away. I mean, it's only I think a week difference or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean they're now saying they're gonna have the
dunk contest.
Dunk,
it's a clusterfuck. Yeah. It sounds like a clusterfuck.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
But
go ahead.
With that, the first full squad workout is the 22nd, Monday. MLB PA and the MLB agreed on 7-inning doubleheaders and a runner on second come extra innings, just like last year. It's the same thing they agreed on last year, just no universal DH.
Wait, 7-inning doubleheaders? What do you mean?
So if you have a doubleheader, they're both 7-inning games.
Oh, okay, yeah,
like last year,
yeah,
which I'm fine with. You save arms.
Right.
The runner on second, I don't like it. I mean, it makes games go by quicker, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Mm-hmm. I can't really explain why, because I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, I love it in softball, but like I just don't see it fitting in with baseball. But my opinion could change on it. We only got 60 games over last year. We'll see how it goes this year.
The Cubs lost a lot of those games.
Yes,
didn't
they did.
I think that kind of steers my bias towards it too. But they also won. They won some of them, but they lost definitely twice as many extra inning games as they won last year. And I think, like you said, I think we only got 60 games to kind of see how it went. I think that it'll kind of depend on how this season goes.
A full 162, we'll talk about it next year.
We'll see how much it actually matters. So, no DH rule this year,
which
no
sucks
DH
because that's another spot on the roster for people.
Right.
But I think it's bound to happen. It sucks it's not happening this year, but I think it's in the near future.
For sure.
So with that, we're gonna dip into do a little over/under section with the Cubs players. Mostly, we got 8 hitters and we've got 4 pitchers, I believe. Just gonna go one by one. We'll start with Bryant. Over/under 30 home runs. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna say under, just because I don't think he's gonna be a Cub the full year.
Fair enough.
That's my only reason behind it. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be. As much as I hate to say it, the Cubs don't really know what they're doing as an organization, and I think they're gonna let him walk. And if that's gonna happen, and I'm literally gonna cry. Like, tears will come out of my fucking eyes.
I think we're going to get MVP Bryant back. I think he's going to have over 30. I'm not saying he's going to hit 40, but I see him.
What do you have in his MVP year?
Shall look.
I want to say it was like 27, 28 maybe. I don't think he hit 30.
Let's see. He had 102 RBIs. It's not showing. So it's 2016.
Yeah.
He had 39.
Oh.
39 and 102. So I say we get Chris MVP Bryant back. I do say we'll just jump into the next two. I see over 100 RBIs. I say he probably floats around two.
Going nutty right now.
My mic?
Yeah.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. I say over 100 RBIs. I think he's going to float around 275, so I can't really say over or under. I'd like to see over. I'd like to see him hit almost 3, if not 3. Like I said, I say we get MVP Bryant back, and I see the Cubs not dealing him. I see them jumping out of the gate hotter than hell, and starting to run away with the division early. I really hope this is the case, because no team. I mean, the Cardinals got Arenado, but that's a small hole they filled. They've got a bunch of other holes elsewhere. I see it's gonna be between those two teams, but I
agree. I think if he stays the full year, I think he is under the home runs. I think he's over the RBIs, and I think he hits above 275 if he stays the whole year. But I mean, I hope he hits hotter. I hope we come out hotter than hell.
Yeah,
like you said. I hope we start off like fucking 16-4, or like
bats out of hell. Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll go into Javier Baez over under 20 home runs. What are you thinking?
I think over.
Over.
I think he had the curse of the cover last year. And
he did not have a good year. Yeah.
No, he had an awful year. His worst year in the majors, 100%. Which is fucking very bad and ironic.
He did win his first Gold Glove.
He did. He played defense very well. I will say that. But he's been snubbed for the Gold Glove the past couple of years anyway, so he should be on it. Should have been his third or fourth.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, that might be a little biased, but I think
it should have been at least number 2. Should have been at least number
100%. His in the World Series run, his fielding was so good. It was so good. I think above 20, or I think, fuck, dude. Yeah, I think above. I think above 20 home runs.
I'm thinking 25 to 30.
I think 22. I think he's gonna hit 22. I think he'll hit above 75 RBIs.
I do too.
As
long as he stays healthy. If he stays healthy, I see over on all of these. Over 20 home runs, over 75 RBIs, over 250 average.
Yeah. Gold Glove, you think he gets another one?
If he's healthy all year, yes.
Yeah.
Because the trend with Gold Gloves is once you win it, it's yours to lose.
You tend to, yeah. Right.
Another thing is less strikeouts.
Yeah,
that needs to happen.
Has to find out how to hit the off speed.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, dude! You get 2 strikes on him, you know they're throwing something blown away.
Yeah,
and he just goes for it.
His patience,
tries to foul it off and just can't.
Hopefully, patience is something he learns. Some plate discipline gets better this year. I mean, he's a fucking stud. They're gonna lock him up this offseason, hopefully.
Yeah.
Before the game starts.
If not, yeah. Oh yeah.
Jump into Rizzo.
Yeah, the captain, man. I think he's gonna have an MVP caliber year this year. I really do.
I'd love to see.
He's been, yeah. He's always kind of. I mean, as a Cubs fan, you think he's one of the best first basemen in the game.
Yeah,
100%. And I think he is. But as an outsider looking in, he's kind of he's plateaued kind of. If you don't really follow the Cubs a lot, you wouldn't recognize it, but he is so versatile in every fucking aspect of the game, and it's nuts. I mean, you want fucking Ian Happ needs to take a rest day. Fuck, Riz, I'll bat first, like, and come out and be a good fucking contact hitter and leading out of the spot. Like,
pop.
Yeah, he's. I mean, he's my favorite player on the Cubs, 100%. But it also is because I played first. So, over under 25 home runs. What do you think?
I say just over. I say
over.
Like 26, 27.
Okay. I think over on the RBIs.
I hope over on the RBIs. And I think I want to say at for the average. I want to say he hits probably 278 up to
Yeah.
so anywhere from 278 to like 283, maybe somewhere in between. I think it'll be in between there.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
I could see him win a Gold Glove.
He didn't win it last year, did he?
No. I would like to see him win one. I think he's got one already.
Yeah, he has one. He for sure has one.
I would love to see him get signed to an extension this offseason. It sounds like him and Byers are the main targets right now going into spring training. So I really hope something gets done because I want Rizzo, like we talked about before. Rizzo needs to retire Cub.
100%.
They need to lock down Baez. And they need to figure out what the fuck they're doing with Bryant and Contreras. Obviously, the beginning of the season is going to be huge depending on what they do with those guys. Obviously, I see Rizzo or Baez getting locked down before the season starts. And Bryant, Contreras, and the other are up in the air up until the All-Star break. Up until the trade deadline. So with that, we'll jump into another one. We'll go to Contreras. Over under 20 home runs.
I think under.
I think under too.
I think he's gonna do well hitting wise. I think he hits probably 270, 280. But I don't see him. He hasn't. Not that he can't hit the shit out of the ball because
he's got pop, but I think he's moving more towards a average. He's gonna start. Yeah. He's gonna boost the average, and his pop's gonna go down. I think he's gonna be more focused on driving runs in and getting on base.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because today's game, it's all or nothing. You hit a home run, you strike out.
Right, and I think the Cubs need more of those guys. You know, back in the day, more of the guys like Alfonso Soriano, or like
that motherfucker was 50 for 50. He was 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases.
How many or who's another guy that hit for contact all the time for the Cubs? Fucking.
I mean, Lee and Ramos were the best two hitters we had for a while, but they both hit pop.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Hit the shit.
Ramos was a higher average, but so I would say that he hit for contact, but a lot of Cubs players.
Or like Ryan Theriot. Ryan Theriot hit the shit out of the ball for the Cubs. not out of the park.
The Riot, baby.
Yeah, I remember the first time they said that, and I was ecstatic.
But yeah, under 20, I say probably just over 60 RBIs, and I guess I agree with Krieger above the average 260. I say he floats 280ish. I hope he doesn't get traded this year. He's going to be playing more as well.
Has to be.
They don't have Carantini to split time with him. He's not going to lose a start every 5 days because of Darvish anymore. I mean, they were plugging him in.
Right. I think I really just think he's gonna. I think he's just gonna whenever he needs rested, go up to Ross and be like, "Hey, put fucking Austin Romine in."
Yeah.
Because it's not like he doesn't struggle against like left-handed or right-handed specific. Like he can hit both arms. He can hit the off speed. He can hit fast. Like he's a good hitter. I think as long as he gets into his own head so much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's because he's so passionate.
It's his emotions.
It's a good thing and a bad thing. Like it's really good that he's so passionate about it and like he's so emotional about the game. But then again, it also really hurts him sometimes.
It can be deteriorating. I really hope he stays a Cub. Hopefully he finishes the season, and I hope they lock him down too. But he's a great catcher. I'd like to see. I mean, obviously everybody can improve, but I feel like the biggest asset, I'd like to hit a higher average and to be better defensively. Like I said, he's great behind the plate, but there's always something to work on. And if we can have him lock down the plate and to where teams don't steal on us. I mean,
like that Amaya dude?
Yeah.
Miguel Amaya, isn't it?
Miguel Amaya. That sounds right.
I don't know. Whoever their catchers they got in spring training, he's good. He's so good behind the plate. He just needs to figure out how to hit the ball.
That's why he's not up yet.
Jock Peterson, new addition.
I love the addition.
You know, Rossi. Did you see that article that came out with what he said? And
he
stuff?
is ecstatic.
Really good article. Yeah, he said he literally just woke up in the morning and looked over to his wife and said,
I want to be a Cub.
"It's Chicago, be a Cub." Without even he said he had talks with them, didn't even really have a for sure lock in, and then so he talked to his agent. Agent contacted Ricketts, and the rest is history.
And then not Lester, Rossi called him, and they worked something out. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'm.
And Rossi told him straight up,
if you're sucking, you ain't playing. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's that kind of says that David Ross is just the manager that I want him to be. Because I was real nervous with that. I was real nervous that he was going to be more of a
drawing the line between player, the friendship and manager.
And I didn't. It was hard to judge him just because he was part of that World Series team, and he was so he only took 1 year off of the Cubs.
Yeah,
he took 1 year off to do ESPN for a year and said, "Fuck, man, I want back in baseball." Which you knew he was gonna. He wanted to just get a little taste of the reporter side of it, which I respect.
Did great.
But he came back. He came back so fast. There are still so many names on this team that that he played with. So especially like Riz or like
Riz Bryant, Javi Contreras.
Yeah, you don't know
Hap.
You don't know his obviously they have a relationship on a player level, but they also respected him. I mean, he's an old guy, they respected him. Papa Rossi, Grandpa Rossi, they respected the hell out of him, and I think that's why they did so well last year. I'm very excited to see now that
full
conversation
162 grind with him.
With him being the. I want to see how he does it. I think he gets Coach of the Year this year. I think the Cubs win the division.
Yes. But we'll jump back into Peterson. I say I'm putting all my eggs in Peterson's basket. I think he's gonna have a breakout year. I say over 25, over 50 RBIs, and I don't know about the average. I got 230 average. He probably hits 230 to 250, maybe 260 if he starts out great. I see him hitting for a shit ton of pop, and being a great asset to the team. I'm rooting for him.
I got under.
Under.
So I think
so. You don't see him being on the field towards the end of the season.
I don't. I really don't. I mean, I want to. By all means, I want to like the guy, but until I see him in a Cubby uniform and see him play a couple games and appreciate him and see him, have his moment at Wrigley as a Cub, like all Cubs do, I can't hop on his train yet. I can't do it. I want to so bad, but the sports fan in me, the Cubs fan in me, just has so much hate towards that guy because of the Dodgers. Like I literally can't explain it.
I hate the Dodgers.
The 2017 NLCS Dodgers, like that, we beat the Dodgers to go to the series in 2016. There is tension there with the LA teams, especially with them just winning. I like to see him coming over. He's got his title. I don't think he cares about I think now that he's got that, he's like, I want to win again.
Yeah.
I think he's got that drive to him, but I just can't put all my eggs in on him yet. Not yet.
Fair
Talk
enough.
to me 10, 15 games into the season, and I'll let you know.
Hap started out great last year.
Hap
was MVP.
Started out great.
MVP conversation for the first half of the season. Kind of fizzled away. Not completely fizzled away, but obviously didn't finish as great as he started. So what are you thinking? Over under 20 home runs, 60 RBIs, and 270 average.
I think. I mean, he's everyday center fielder, everyday leadoff spot. I don't think he had. I think under home runs. I think above RBIs, and I think above average. I really think the Cubs' second half of the lineup, in order for us to do good, the second half of our lineup is going to have to perform.
Yeah,
it's we always got 1 through 5 set. But 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, 9 obviously is the pitcher spot. 6, 7, 8 is a toss up every game. I remember every single game last year, even in 2019, it was always a toss up. I wouldn't know who the fuck was going to play. I really didn't. And it's scary a little bit. Not so much scary. It's just it dry as you want the consistency. people, MLB is all about streaks, all about it. You either fucking find it or you don't. Like you find it, you lose it. You know, it's back and forth the whole time. So now that he's going to be the definite leadoff spot. I think he hits high average. I think he hits high RBIs. I don't see him hitting as many home runs, though.
I see him at 20. I'd say hit or miss a couple, high low. I'd say above 60, above 270. I like to see him hit 3. I think he has the capability of hitting 3, but it's gonna come with him striking out less. He needs it's same thing with Baez. He's not as bad as Baez. His plate discipline needs to get better. Is it his year? Do you think he solidifies himself as a key component to this team? I mean, he did.
Oh, 100%.
He inserted himself last year. Yeah.
I think last year he definitely put. There was a lot of talks last year about us trying to get
whatever we could for him.
Yeah, just try and get whatever we could for him and trade him and keep Almore and try and develop him.
He was the head of trade conversation.
I think that pissed him off.
Yeah, and
I think he looked at it. I mean, his glove is great in center field. He's just a good dictator out there in general. He's pretty quick too, and I mean he plays with a lot of passion. He hits the shit out of the ball.
Switchy.
He's switch hitter. I think it's definitely his year. I think he has a year as productive as Kyle Schwarber.
I'd like to see that. I didn't put his name in there because the dude drives me nuts, and you never know what you're gonna get. Hayward, we're not gonna go over under for any of those. Do you think he has? Well, just this one question or two questions. One, think he wins another Gold Glove?
Do they just do one for the outfield for each position?
Mm-hmm. One left, one center, one right.
Depends on how many games he plays on right.
I feel that.
I think if Jock Peterson doesn't perform, I think you see Hat move over to left, and then you throw KB in right and Hayward in center and bring Bodie in at third. And I think it's going to depend on him. I mean, or just
they put KB in left.
I don't know, dude. If he gets as many,
if he plays 140 and above, I think it's kind of his to lose because he's phenomenal in the field.
Did he win it again last year?
No.
Who
I
won
don't
it last
believe
year?
so. Let's pull it up. NL Gold. Rizzo did win it last year.
He did?
Yeah. Okay, so Rizzo won it at first. Baez at short. O'Neill won it in left. Trent Grisham won it in center. Mookie Betts won it in right. So that is very tough to take it from him.
Yeah, then I say no. Just because Mookie's
a stud out there.
Good.
Yeah. And then, do you think he has a productive offensive season?
Hayward?
Yes. I say yes, but I don't see it. It'll be his best year as a Cub offensively, but I don't see it being a phenomenal year.
Okay. I can get behind that statement for sure.
Probably like over a dozen home runs, 50, 60 RBIs. Probably hit about 250. But we'll see. I hope he does well. We'll jump into these next two guys, which are key questions in the middle infield. Nico Hoerner and David Bote. I like both of them a lot. Nico, we'll start with him. Over under 10 home runs. I say over, but I say like 1 or 2 over, depending on how many games he plays.
I say under. Just because I think we're going to try and utilize Bote more there as second, as an everydayer.
I don't see it either one of them being everydayer. I think these two are going to split time for sure.
You think Kipnis is still going to...
Kipnis isn't even on the roster.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to these two, and obviously Bodie's going to go play third on days it's needed. So then Horner obviously is going to play second. I say they'll probably play about the same amount of games, but Horner will get more games at second just because of the availability of putting Bodie at third.
Yeah.
But I say probably I'd say at 30 RBIs, depending on when they put him in the lineup. And then average, I'd say above 250. Last year, teams figured him out. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Thank you. Teams figured him out last year. He came short part of 2019 he played. He hit the shit out of the ball. Teams figured him out last year. Huge adjustment period for him now. I think he figures it out. I don't think he hits 3, but I think he hits close. And
I say,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I say under, over.
Fair enough. Bodie, you can start with him because I know you like him more.
Yeah, David Bodie, that's my guy. I mean, I like that we have him. I wish he was an everydayer. I want him to be an everydayer. I think saying that him and Nico are going to split it second is probably a smart thing to say. I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. Over under 15 home runs, I say over just because I think he's going to get more playing time. He's kind of sat around the 12 or 13 mark last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
50 RBIs, I say under. I don't think I say fuck, I don't know. I'd say over. I say over, and I think he's gonna sit around 250.
I'd say probably at, not far under for RBIs. I think average is probably at. He suffers a lot for. I think if he plays more consistently, obviously not. He's not gonna play every day, and neither is Horner. But if these two can get solid where they're splitting time, even if they're playing 3 games a week each, if you can get them consistent at bats instead of a pinch hit once or twice a week and maybe a game a week, I think both their numbers spike up. I'd like to see both of them in the lineup every day, which obviously can't happen. But
right,
those two are going to be huge because obviously they're going to round up the lineup. They're going to be 7 and 8 or 6. They might go up to 6. I mean, I could see Horner maybe, depending on how it hits, maybe hitting 1 or 2. Maybe if Hat's gone a day. But those two guys are going to be huge, huge pieces of the bottom half of that lineup. And obviously you got the big names, but those two, they're a huge part of the team, and not that many people say it. But they're just as important to the lineup and the run production as the other guys. We'll jump into. We just got a couple pitchers because obviously it's still unknown with the depth of the bullpen and the pitching staff. So we got 3 for sure starters, and then Kimbrel. We'll start with Kimbrel. Full season, he hasn't had. I mean, he played 60 with the Cubs last year, and then he played less than half of the season when he signed. After he signed, so we get a full 162 of Kimbrel, over under 35 saves.
I'm gonna say under, and the only reason I'm saying that, not that I think he's gonna have a bad year, I think he's gonna have a good year. Just having the full 162, that helps a lot to be able to adjust what you're doing and figure out what you're doing wrong and work.
He finished the season great.
Yeah, he did. So he's coming off of that. I think he's under 35 saves just because I'm still thinking that we're gonna sign Jeffress.
I agree. I say over if we don't sign Jeffries, under if we do sign Jeffries.
Yeah, if we do sign Jeffress, then I think he's going to be the 8th inning guy for sure. I think probably has an under 3 RA season. If I could put a cap on it, and I think
I agree.
He's a pretty big strikeout guy. Whether he's working in the 8th or the 9th,
he relies on
above 40. Yeah, I think above 40 is probably a good thing to say.
I agree with you on all those.
I hope he starts pitching well because
they paid him a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, he paid him a lot of money for someone who hadn't played in a year
and who doesn't look the greatest. So
yeah, like you said, yeah. I mean, I was a delivery driver at Pizza Hut in Kalamazoo when he made his debut, and I was listening to 670.
It was a good thing they had a lead.
Yeah, and they came in, and for his first game, I mean, they said, you know what, we're going to leave the mics on in this from the bottom of the eighth to the top of the ninth because we want to let you know how loud Wrigley Field's about to get when Craig Kimbrel comes walking out. And sure enough, he came out and Wrigley Field was ecstatic. I mean, off the charts ecstatic. And he came in and gave up a run and almost lost the game.
He still got the save, but
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He did get the save. I remember literally sitting. I was on a delivery when he came in, and so I literally sat in the car, like just in the parking lot with a fucking pizza sitting next to me, and I'm supposed to be going to deliver just to listen to it while I could. I think he does good. Hopefully, we sign Jeffress and he works in the eighth hole or in the eighth inning. If not, then I hope to see him have.
I hope he looks like he did when he was in Atlanta and Boston.
Yeah.
We'll go top of the rotation. Kyle Hendricks. It's his rotation 100% now. Over under 10 wins. I'm gonna say over. I'll say over all of these. Over under 10 wins, over 150 Ks, and under 2.75 ERA.
Yeah, I definitely think that he's gonna have to prove himself. I mean, not that he hasn't, but he's never been the ace. You know, he's never been the number one. He's gonna have to prove that he can lead the rotation and be that guy, which I think he's going to. I don't think he's gonna be shaky at first. I think he's gonna
have to adjust.
Yeah, he's gonna have to adjust.
The rotation's on his shoulders now.
Number one. Right, 100%. Trevor Williams, got him in an acquisition from Pittsburgh.
Young guy.
We signed him. Yeah, young. He's always kind of sat around, the 7-8 win mark, around the 3.5, 4 for the ERA. Over under for wins, 8. What do you got?
I'd say over. I'd say probably 10 or 11.
Okay. 100 strikeouts?
I'd say at.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about 8 wins, 105 strikeouts. I think he has a sub 4 ERA, but I don't think it goes under like 3.4.
He gives up runs.
Uh-huh.
He's a good pitcher. He's not great. He's good. He's still young though. He's gonna give up runs. I'd say just under 4. But if he can get help, he's gonna get the wins. Like he's not a bad guy. He's not a bad pitcher.
Right.
And I think like what he said about wanting to be a Cub. Like he loves Chicago. He wants to play for the Cubs. That was his team growing up. I can see him having his best year in the big so far. I mean, I think this is only going to be his 4th or 5th season full time.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see him step up and be a big guy for the team. And then Alec Mills, no hitter last year, got more work. Doesn't look. He's a mini Kyle Hendricks. What do you think? Over under for wins? 8.
I think. I mean, it depends because we have a couple pitchers that could go up and down between the majors and AAA, and I think he's one of them. I think I want him to be in the rotation, like as a 4 or even the 5 because they still got Zach Davies. We're not really sure how he's going to do this year. It depends on Arrieta's looking to sign with the Mets. I think
Arrieta's off the table. He's not signing with the He ain't coming back.
Right. Well, I mean, I think Samardzija. I don't know. I haven't heard anything since the rumors. I haven't seen
anything about Samardzija. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go over with the wins. I think over with the strikeouts. I think if he does pitch all year in the majors, I think he throws probably about 120, 125. Under 3 or under 4 ERA. Don't think it goes under 3 though. He's like Kyle Hendricks, pitches for contact. He's not looking to blow the fastball by you. He's looking to jam you or
he's going to throw some nasty stuff at you. Yep. I agree with all those. I think he's going to be in the rotation all year, honestly, unless he sucks. Unless he comes out the gate and sucks, gets lit up.
Yeah, like I hope he does.
I hope see him getting 20 plus starts.
Really, I don't. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. I'd say 20 starts is a good spot to have it.
I think he made a big leap last year, his performance. I think he does again this year. I don't know about how big of a leap, but I do think he solidifies himself as a rotation guy. I don't think he'll ever be a 1 or 2, but I feel like he'd be a good back of the end rotation guy, 4 or 5. Pitch on your 4.
Maybe a 3.
Yeah, maybe a 3. But I feel like this will be his year to prove what he's got. Because I think the ball is going to be in his court. They're going to give him the opportunity.
Right. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair to say. And I mean, we'll see if they add another pitcher or what they do.
We got a week till pitchers catcher report, and we've got 17 days before the first spring training game. So there's still tons of time for moves to be made.
Right. Friday, let them know what's going on with that.
I work late, so it's 7:30 right now, so we're wrapping this up. I don't get out of work till 7 on Friday, so I'll come home and we'll bust out an episode. It'll go up later than normal, which we apologize, but nothing I can do. Hopefully I get this new job and I will be having an actual solid set schedule every week.
Yeah.
But with that being said, that's going to do it for today's episode. We appreciate all love and support so far. Keep at it. I enjoy the hell out of this. I love talking sports. And like we talk about sports all the time. Now we just got people to listen to us if you want to listen to us. But
yeah.
Obviously Cubs Talks every Wednesday. We do enjoy the hell out of it. Hopefully this season is something to remember. Hopefully they prove the doubters wrong. They were projected to win the NL Central, but who was it? You sent it to me the other day. You sent it to me yesterday, didn't you?
What's up? Yeah.
Pacoda has the 21 Cubs finishing at 85-77 with a 29% chance to win the NL Central. I would say that's probably a good spot for them, but I could see them winning 90 games.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's a good spot to sit by. I think hopefully they'll win the division, but
it's gonna be a toss up between them and the Cardinals.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. With that being said, that's gonna conclude the episode of Talking That Talk with Kiefer and Kriegs. Any last words or anything, Zach?
Nothing I got to say.
Alrighty, we will see you guys on Friday. Thanks for tuning in.